Hello and good day, everyone. My name is Darlena Birch, MBA, RDN, and most importantly, public health dietitian. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I discuss U.S. federal nutrition programs, the important role they play in ensuring the health and well-being of all Americans, and how public health dietitians work tirelessly to support these amazing programs. All views expressed on this channel are my own and do not represent the opinions of any entity whatsoever with which I have been, am now, or will be affiliated. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the United States Department of Agriculture's food plans. For over 100 years, USDA has prepared guides for selecting nutritious diets at different cost levels. In 1894, USDA published information on the quantity of foods purchasable at a relatively economical price level that met the nutrient standard for the average American male undertaking moderate physical work. In the 1920s, research demonstrated the presence of minerals and vitamins in foods and their dietary benefits. As a result, USDA developed basic food plans that were adequate in nutrients, moderate in cost, and satisfying in flavor. These early food plans and diet guides provided consumers with practical and economical advice on healthful eating. In the early 1930s, the economic constraints of the Great Depression influenced dietary guidelines. In 1933, Hazel Stiebeling, a USDA food economist, developed food plans at 4 cost levels to help people shop for food. The plans were outlined in terms of 12 major food groups to buy and use in a week to meet nutritional needs. And research to provide guidance on selecting a healthful diet at different cost levels continues at USDA. Now, in this 1933 publication, the 4 food plans that were developed by Stiebeling were the Restricted Food Plan for Emergency Use, the Minimum Cost Food Plan, the Moderate Cost Food Plan, and the Liberal Cost Food Plan. The 2 lower cost food plans were used in programs for low-income families affected by the Depression and were replaced in the early 1940s by the low-cost food plan. The early food plans were periodically revised to reflect changes in dietary guidance, consumption behavior, and food prices. In 1961, the Economy Food Plan was developed as a nutritionally adequate diet for short-term or emergency use. This plan, priced at less than the low-cost plan, served as the basis for the maximum food stamp allotments as stipulated in the 1964 Food Stamp Program Act. In 1975, the Economy Food Plan was replaced by the Thrifty Food Plan, which represented a completely new set of market baskets but the same minimal cost as the Economy Food Plan. The Thrifty Food Plan was also designed for long-term use. As the new basis for the maximum food stamp allotments, the Thrifty Food Plan represented a minimal cost diet based on up-to-date dietary recommendations, food composition data, food habits, and food price information. All 4 food plan market baskets are revised periodically to reflect changes in dietary guidance, eating patterns, and food prices. The Thrifty Food Plan is up for reevaluation in 2022, and the most recent revision of the low-cost, moderate-cost, and liberal food plans were in 2007. Okay, so now we know that the USDA food plans were first developed in 1933 by Hazel Stiebeling, an American nutritionist who pioneered the development of USDA programs for nutrition. I'm definitely going to talk more about Hazel in a later video, so stay tuned to learn more about this amazing woman. But for now, I'm going to talk about the 4 USDA food plans and why we use them. The 4 food plans that exist today are the Thrifty Food Plan, the Low-Cost Food Plan, the Moderate Cost Food Plan, and the Liberal Food Plan. So now I'm going to hone in specifically to the Thrifty Food Plan. The first USDA food plan that informed SNAP was the 1962 Economy Food Plan, which, as I stated earlier, was replaced by the Thrifty Food Plan in 1975. The Thrifty Food Plan is the lowest cost of the 4 USDA food plans. It represents the cost of nutritious, practical, cost-effective diet prepared at home for a family of 4, which is defined in law as an adult male and female ages 20 to 50 and 2 children ages 6 to 8 and 9 to 11. Now, the 2018 Farm Bill is responsible for directing USDA to reevaluate the Thrifty Food Plan by 2022, as well as every 5 years thereafter. Prior to this requirement, the Thrifty Food Plan was introduced in 1975 and updated in 1983, 1999, and 2006. The Thrifty Food Plan is used to determine SNAP benefit amounts, which vary by household size. By law, the cost of the Thrifty Food Plan in June sets the maximum SNAP benefit for a household of 4 people for the following fiscal year, which is October 1 through September 30th. USDA determines the maximum benefit amounts for other household sizes using a formula that adjusts for the fact that it costs more per person to feed a smaller household than a larger one. USDA calculates the Thrifty Food Plan using a mathematical model or equation based on the cost of food, the nutrients in food, nutrition guidance, and what Americans eat. The Thrifty Food Plan is made up of specific amounts of various food categories such as dark green vegetables, whole fruit, and poultry that together comprise a practical, cost-effective diet that meets dietary guidance. I'll do a deeper dive into the Thrifty food plan and its significance in future episode. Now I'm going to talk about the low-cost, moderate-cost, and liberal food plan. I'm not going to spend too much time discussing them as there is substantially less information available and there seems to be less of a relationship between these food plans and federal nutrition programs. However, I do want to take a moment to provide a high-level overview of how these three food plans are used. These three food plans are used for various purposes. Bankruptcy courts often use the value of the low-cost food plan to determine the portion of a bankrupt person's income to allocate to necessary food expenses. The Department of Defense uses the value of the liberal food plan to determine the basic allowance for subsistence rate for all service members. All three food plans are used by divorce courts in setting payment for alimony and in the USDA report expenditures on children by families, which is used to set state child support guidelines and foster care payments. Thank you for joining me today. If you like what you see, please smash the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And remember, you are your own best advocate. Feed your body well, nourish your soul, nurture your mind, and nutrify your spirit. Remain true to yourself and never forget that every second forward is another opportunity to be a better version of your past self.